Brothers and sisters, what would be a beautiful thing for us to do as a group of people who've have a shared pain and shared history, is to just put our beefs to the side, put our disagreements to the side, and regardless of whether you're a light skinned black or dark skinned black, whether you come from the United States, South America, or any other place in between, whether you're straight or gay, young or old, rich or poor. It'd be nice if we can put our disagreements to the side and join forces and show united front. But because we have been divided for so long, we don't trust each other. Here it is, everybody got their own agenda. Everybody wants to be a leader, but nobody actually really want to do the job of leading. Here it is, I've come on YouTube and I've seen videos with black men and black women where I just sit there and say, what the hell are you doing? There's videos I've seen of black men and black women who've actually touched my heart. There's videos of black men and black women where I just say, you know what, you can't help some of my people. I've seen videos of black men and black women that gives me hope. But something deep down in me say, you know what? What's the point? What's the point of trying to reach the masses of people? Now, I know that I'm just a piece of a puzzle, but I understand that I'm a piece of a puzzle. And you got so many pieces that need to be put together, brought together, but our people are not willing to do it. Our people are not using their wise mind. Our people are not using the God-given gift that we have. There's nothing no one can take away from you. It's the ability to be able to think. Here it is, you have white men and white women out there who have disabilities, who still are loyal to whites. Even though they have a disability, they're still loyal to their white brothers and sisters. Think I'm exaggerating? Let me remind y'all of the woman, Bethany Starro. Let me repeat, Bethany Starro. Now, that name doesn't sound familiar to you, or to some it does. That's the white woman who back in September of 2010 lied and said a black woman threw acid on her face. This woman had a disability. She was deaf. She couldn't talk. I mean, she could, but it was and I don't mean no harm. If you got brothers and sisters with disabilities, I'm not mocking them, but I'm just saying that's how she speak. And she had enough common sense as a white woman to say that a black woman threw acid on her face. And look how the reaction from white America or people around the world. And some of us in black America said, man, why did the black woman do that? All she do is make it harder for us. And here it is, as a black man, I said, you know what? There's some scandalous sisters out there, but there's some shit that our sisters just didn't do or don't do. And as soon as people start asking questions, and let's be honest, they were white, because our brothers and sisters didn't sit up there and say anything publicly. If they did, the media didn't cover it and I didn't see it. But as white reporter start asking questions, because I remember sitting at home watching, like, if that woman threw acid on her face, why isn't she blind? And the first thing that came up, she had glasses. I was like, you know what, that's true. But I wear glasses. I know when water's gotten in my face, or I've gotten when it rained or something. You're gonna get it. It's gonna get inside your glasses or on your eyelids or whatnot. Then we found out Oprah, as usual, wanted to be the one to interview her, give her a chance to speak. Where there have been black women who've been victims of acid attack by people outside the community, and not one person went on her show. But then that's when everybody started panicking. The police department started asking questions because there were people out there who had concern about this. Because guess what? It's a history in this country of white men and white women, more so white women, accusing black men and black women of heinous crimes. When in fact, we've been a victim of heinous crimes. And the media gave her cover. And I think the video of my mother and father came out apologizing to the people that gave money, but never apologized to the black community. Now, if I recall correctly, they never apologized to the black community. And they should have told you something right then and there. Look what's going on with George Zimmerman's father. His father's a retired judge. His father got a pension. His father make money. Notice his dad has been hiding behind his image. He don't want you to see his face because he don't want to remind you that who he is and what he is and what he raised his son to be. Why would his son go to Sean Hannity, a guy that's known to start shit, distort truths, put out lies? But you shouldn't be shocked because his dad gave himself away 2 weeks ago saying that the president, the NAACP, the Christian Black Caucus, and the black community are race starters. They're threatening my son. They're doing all kinds of stuff. But when I pointed that out to people, people ignored it. They just wanted to focus on hoodies and they wanted to focus on some word he supposedly said or didn't say. And I said, you workers on other things. You guys are being emotional. Yeah, Miami Heat wore the hoodies. Bobby Rush wore the hoodies. People at MSNBC wore the hoodies. Some celebrities wore their hoodies. Come on. Y'all was thinking y'all wasn't using rational mind. And as long as y'all was talking about hoodies, that was good to go. But once some people start questioning the legitimate things in the case, the witness and stuff, that's when the right wing joined in because they wanted to cause this as a campaign tactic. This is why when the media started doing these polls, they're racial lines. Why would you do that? Why would you just X certain questions and leave it at that? Because they want to see divide, but we're too busy fighting among ourselves to realize that we're being played right along with those simple-minded white folk that we like to talk about so much. I mean, look at this image right here, Brother Malcolm and Brother Martin. The same thing happened to them at a point in their life. They was fighting each other. Martin would go on television, Malcolm would go on television, Martin would give a speech, Malcolm would give a speech, until they realized that, well, we're being played. And some of the people that stand around us who look like us or don't look like us are playing us. And by that time, when they realized at that aha moment, it was too late. Malcolm was assassinated and Martin was by himself. And then Martin started to realize, hey, wait a minute. We need to start talking about economics more. We need to start talking about defending ourselves. Got to take him out. So what happens? For 40-something years, we've been afraid to speak up and speak out. But while we were waiting, while we were afraid, what have we done? We turn our anger on each other. Have you ever wondered why a black person will stay in this community and do harm to him or herself, but never cross that imaginary boundary and go into a white community and do harm? Think about it. I can speak from observation, from being from Chicago. There's certain areas where blacks live, where they get to a certain point and they stop. But you terrorize your own. Because you know law enforcement, the media, or people in the community are just not going to say anything. We're just praying away. They don't know what they're doing. Here it is. We had people who were slaves who taught themselves how to read, who knew how to speak and respect themselves, who knew how to build, who took care of their responsibilities. You and I get a few crumbs and we think we made it. Or those who have able to get more crumbs, in some cases, have alienated themselves from my people on purpose. Now, there are times where I sit there and say, now I see why these brothers and sisters don't have anything to do with our own, because our brothers and sisters don't listen. But those among us who live in the same environment you live in, who you see every day, are sitting there saying, hey, brothers and sisters, let's approach this different. Let's stop begging. Let's go do it for ourselves. But that's too much like right. See, it's easy for us to attack each other than to listen to each other. I mean, think about it. What if all the black brothers and sisters on YouTube say, you know what, fuck this. I ain't arguing with that sister. I ain't arguing with that brother. I ain't arguing with this group. We're going to start saying we like, subscribe to this person's channel. We like these videos. We will fuck the white trolls up. And them self-hating opportunities that black men or women or people of color, they wouldn't know what to do. Then they had to show themselves what they are. And I guarantee you, if we did this for 3-4 months, they would be false flagging. And then you turn around, you got all the evidence in the world that YouTube, which is on my Google, want to silence us. And then if those black men and black women who don't want to join us, then you know who they are. And then you can sit back and say, damn, Brother Harvey and so many else out here was right. That we have trolls among us, self-hating trolls among us. Think about it. Fred Hampton was set up by another black person. I think he got paid $300 by the FBI Chicago Police Department. Think about it. Think about sitting in your classroom when you're trying to learn, as a student, learn how to do a math problem or want to read, and another black kid, because they don't have what you have, want to attack you and call you white boy or white girl or pick on you. You know how they talk about drinking is genetic, a genetic trait that can be passed down from one person. Well, I think stupidity can be done that way. Here it is, you have men and women who've sacrificed for us, but yet we're sitting here arguing with each other. If you think I'm wrong, you send me a personal message. If I think you're wrong, I send you a personal message. But I will never, ever blast another brother out here in public. Now, yes, I have given critiques, and I've done it in a way where it's not going to be used against another black man. And I tell brothers and sisters, don't go to that brother and sister channel arguing with them. I mean, there are people out here who've actually lied on me, have taken my image, started another channel, and ran around saying that I said this about people. Then when I put video proof up for some of our people to see, they're like, no, I still think you're wrong. But yet these people talking about fighting an enemy that has a 500-year head start on us. You got some people out here criticizing my joining the military, but I'm like, okay, what are you doing? And when you challenge them what they're doing, they get quiet. Wouldn't it be wiser to say, hey, brother, you and some other people was in law enforcement and military. How can we protect our people? How can we deal with this gang problem? How can we deal with these men and women coming out of our community selling us poison? Nah, you attack me because I made a choice, a life and death choice. See, a lot of y'all let pride get in the way. A lot of y'all say, I'd rather be homeless or dead and go join the military. Well, how that treating you? Have you not walked down the street or drove in a community where you see people on the corner begging? Because a lot of them didn't listen, or they pride got to them. I want to be in a family. I want to join a gang. That's not family. That's for convenience. That's quick money. Y'all don't realize that the FBI, CIA, watch every fucking movie that we make. Don't think that because you making a little money, you ain't being watched. And another thing, if you truly gave a damn about your community, any black man or black woman or black child that engage in illegal behavior, you're supposed to make them suffer. Because they preying on their own people. How can we fight white racism and white hatred, but also fight black self-hatred? You can't. That's too many battles. So why don't we put our beefs, all these beefs, or alleged beefs or fictitious beefs to the side and say, you know what? I'm going to go to this person's channel. If I had to vote up, vote up. If I had to subscribe, I subscribe. The more views. And allow people to make their own decisions. And watch how people react to black unity. But until you understand that you have power, you constantly going to be jaw-jacking with each other. This is why when people send comments to my video, you say, I don't agree, or I sigh, so use the word sigh, or I just ignore them. Because me fighting another brother or sister ain't advancing our cause. All it's doing is making us stagnant. So I ask you, put the disagreements to the side and let's join. Let's show people that we can be united. I mean, think about how white people are. You think the Democrats are going to, I'll give you an example. You think the Democrats and Republicans are going to really badmouth each other? I mean, yeah, they say some harsh things, but it comes down to it. We've seen white Democrats defend white Republicans. We've seen white Republicans defend white Democrats. Because they have a common thing. They're white. They would never make you and I look bad. I mean, make themselves look bad to you and I. I mean, think about how when Rush Limbaugh called that white woman a slut, how white people came to that white woman defense. But for 20-something years, and Rush insulted the black community, not one of those advertisers stepped away. But yet, if a black person gets in trouble or have been thought of being in trouble, how many of our advertisers run and scattered with the quickness? Even before we had a day in court, even before we were able to defend ourselves. They show unity. We have not. Some happened in the 1970s and 80s. Some happened in the early 90s. And we're paying for it today.